My experience with dementia has been probably many years, but in 2014, my husband, he was in the hospital. He was very sick, and when he came out, he said that he wasn't thinking very well, and they said, "Oh, Diane, he's got all these medicines he's on. Give it time, give it time." So we gave it time, and he didn't get any better. It got progressively worse. And we thought afterwards, when we thought back, a few years before, Doug had gone to the doctor, and so probably he had dementia longer than he realized it. Most of our journey, he was fairly cognitive of what was going on and what he couldn't do. And it's a tough journey to take when you lose your independence. So we used the Alzheimer Society and the information that we both had. His mother had passed away with dementia probably 20 years before this, and there were so many things we didn't know then. So that was a learning journey for us, and that's probably when we both started out kind of figuring out what was going on. So that was the beginning of where we were. My husband was a farmer. A few years before 2014, he thought that it was time to finish farming. Before he was diagnosed, he would write things down and he would plan his day. And then he started, like when I say we look back, he kept checking on himself to see if he really did what he thought he was going to do. And so that's the beginning of our journey together. When Doug was diagnosed, we did the First Steps program, and he didn't really think he wanted to do that. And it was kind of interesting. I said, well, just come and see. And I think he thought, after the first day, he said, well, when's the next one? Which was encouraging, because I'd sort of said, hated the first day, you don't have to go back, I'm going to go anyway. And he found it interesting. I think interesting would be the word, to be with people that were sort of struggling like him. We had some strategies, and I think the strategy part, or the living part, is partly what you can get from the Alzheimer Society. With information, you learn how to deal with you try to learn, and you try to do it, and you don't always do it perfectly, but you try, I kind of truly believe that people with dementia know what's happening to them, even if they can't verbalize it, or they feel what's happening to them. And that's why I think strategies for coping are key for not just the caregiver, but for our friends and for society as a whole. We have a support group in Moosomin, and I work as a coordinator with it. And I think of the friendships that have developed with the people that are in our support group, and how I really believe that we are helping each other. And and I think that I also am a big believer in person-to-person getting together with somebody else, because I think that any sickness can be a lonely journey. You know how your friends, not acquaintances, everybody, because they don't know what to say or how to act, they stay away, and so you're sitting there sometimes by yourself. And I think if you know that, just like Doug getting with people who were like him, that's good. That, to my mind, that's really good. So, and the Alzheimer's Society facilitates that.
So community.
A community. I put down two words that, kindness, and like, how Ellen DeGeneres used to end her show about saying, be kind, and kindness comes in many forms. And I think if we can learn to be kind and non-judgmental, just kind to our fellow human beings, that our life would be can be so much more enriching, and not just for them, but for you too.